Welcome, fellow alumni. My name is Amiee Constantopoulos, and I'm a yoga instructor here at ENMU. I've been teaching here for over a decade now. I took my first yoga class here at ENMU in 1998, and that is where I found my love and passion for yoga. After that, I changed my degree to health and physical education, and I started traveling to Rishikesh, India, the homeland of yoga, where I was able to train with world masters and other renowned yoga instructors. There, I learned not only the physical exercises, but the philosophy, culture, language, and so much more. This enabled me to bring an authentic yoga practice home to my students. So today, we'll be practicing a beginning Hatha yoga class, and I've picked out some special poses for those of us who might have been sitting at our computer for prolonged periods of time, or some of us who might be living sedentary lifestyles. So with that being said, remember to please honor your body as you move through this yoga practice. Please join me at the center of your mat as you bring the feet underneath the hips. I want you to take a moment, look down at the feet, and make sure that the toes aren't turning out and that the knees aren't knocking. So with the feet placed firmly underneath the hips, we're going to bend the knees as we inhale, roll up, slight tuck in the tailbone, roll the shoulders back, elbows close into the sides, palms facing the front. Before we move into the practice, I would like to teach you Yujai Breathing. This is the breath that helps us maintain the mind-body connection throughout our yoga practice. So we'll begin by bringing the hand up to the mouth as we inhale through the nose, and then exhale out the mouth. And as you do, I want you to squeeze the glottis right here, producing a ha sound. So it'll sound like this. Try it again with me. One more time. Very nice. We're going to continue to breathe in this manner, except for now, I would like you to breathe in and exhale out the nose as you still produce that sound, okay? So again, coming back into our Utkatasana, let's go ahead and center our body once again. If you'd like, you can lift the toes and separate. You can rock back and forth or from side to side as you begin to distribute the weight evenly between both feet. Close the eyes for a moment and focus on centering the body. If you need to, you can roll those shoulders back again. And please come into the Yujai breath as we begin to center the mind as well. And just feel the mind and the body relaxing with each exhalation. Very good. Lift the gaze and join me in some movement. As we bend the knees, we're going to inhale and sweep the arms up above head, getting a little stretch here. Exhale, hinging out the hips. Release the hands to the side, release the head and neck. And again, inhale, coming up, deep stretch. Exhale, lead with that heart and fold. Release the head and neck, sweep the arms alongside. Again, inhale, another deep stretch. And what we're doing is we're just starting to gently warm up the body to prepare it for the yoga practice. Let's go ahead and do 2 more times. Exhaling as you fold, empty the lungs. Again, inhaling up. And on this last one, please leave the trunk folded into the thighs and really release the head and the neck for a moment. And then I'm gonna have you roll up nice and slow like a rag doll. As you draw the navel in, the shoulders roll back and the head follows last. Now let's start to loosen up those shoulders a little bit. I'm sure they're tight. And still continue the Yujai breath as you roll the shoulders back. Very good. Let's take them to the front now, rolling the shoulders to the front. Continue Yujai breathing. Nice. On an inhale, please draw the shoulders to the ears. Exhale and feel any tension that you might be carrying just melt away from the back. Again, inhaling up, and whatever it is, just shrug it off. One more, please. Breathe it in, and exhale, release. We're going to bring the chin to the jugular notch as we start to loosen the neck now. Inhaling, drawing the left ear to the left shoulder. Exhale, down and around. Take your time. Once again, inhaling and exhaling. And we're going to repeat on the opposite side. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. And exhale, down and around. One more, please. Breathe it in. Don't forget the breath. Even if you're just sitting at the computer watching, you can at least join in the Yujai in the breathing. I'm taking a slightly wider stance now. We've warmed up the shoulders, the neck. Let's go ahead and work on that back, that spine a little bit. I want the arms to be limp and loose like noodles, or if you're more comfortable, you can do a smaller twist by bringing the hands up here like so. I'm going to go ahead and start coming into the twist, just warming up the back, trying to gaze at the wall back behind me. And again, we're just gently warming up the body, preparing it for our practice. Very nice. And slowly unwind. I'm going to take the stance a little bit wider now, and we're going to get that blood pumping. We're going to start working some of our major muscles, our glutes and our quads. I'm going to inhale as I bring the arms up. Exhale, draw the elbows into the side. Inhale and exhale. As you come up, I want you to squeeze the glutes. Inhale, exhale, inhale, squeezing the glutes. Exhale, and keep moving. Use the breath, really connect the breath with the movement. Couple more. And if you're feeling really ambitious, you can go ahead and hold this next one. And if you want an extra challenge, you can come onto the balls of the feet. You're going to really start to feel that activating the thighs, and breathe. I'm going to go ahead and release. Taking the stance a little wider now, excuse me, I'm going to apply pressure to the outsides of the feet. As I inhale, draw the arms parallel to the earth. I'm going to take the right arm to the left, shin, foot, floor, or block if you have one, extending through the left arm to gaze past the thumb. 3 breaths here, Yujai. Inhaling completely up to center. Exhale, let's take it to the other side. Again, gazing past the thumb, and you can always release on the exhale if the stretch becomes too strenuous. And we're going to repeat one more time each side and hold for as long as you like. Exhaling into the pose. Inhaling center. Exhale, folding. Inhaling up, I'd like you to roll the shoulders back and place the palms on either side of the spine, small of the back. And we're going to get a little bit of a back bend here as we open up the throat chakra. And exhale. Inhale to center, bring those shoulders forward, and we're now going to prepare for a forward fold. I will inhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to hinge at the hips, leading with the heart. Nice little tabletop as we come into this fold here. Release the head, release the neck, and why don't you go ahead and grasp the elbows today and just allow the weight of the body to pull you deeper into the stretch as you exhale. With each exhalation, feel gravity working with the body, pulling the trunk deeper, lengthening the spine in this asana. You can now place the hands upon the earth, and please be careful with this next stretch. It's an extreme stretch. As I place the wrists just underneath the shoulders, I'm now going to target the legs a little bit more as I bring them out to the edges of my mat. Taking the hands to thread through as my head hovers slightly above the earth for an even more intense stretch. Don't forget the breath. Placing the hands back upon the earth, back into my tabletop. I'm going to toe ball, or some of you may just jump those feet underneath the body, and again, roll up nice and slow like a ragdoll. Shoulders rolling back, head follows last. Let's stretch ourselves from top to bottom. Rolling the shoulders back, fingers interlace. Inhale, bring the arms up above head, upper arms alongside the ears if possible. Turn the hands right side out. Now, make sure the feet work together simultaneously. Sometimes we have one that wants to be the leader. We're going to inhale, come up onto the balls of the feet, drawing the navel in, and come back down. 2 more times. Again, feet working together. Inhale up, and exhale back down. One last time. Stretch it all out, top to bottom. Inhaling up, and exhaling back down. Excuse me for a moment. Now I'd like for you to join me on all fours. And if you have problems with your knees, you can certainly place a towel underneath the knees, or if you have problems with the wrist, you can place a towel or extra blanket right here underneath the wrist. We are first going to begin by coming into our downward facing dog. The fingertips are spread, knees just underneath the hips, wrists just past the shoulders. Inhale, tucking toes. Exhale as you extend into the pose. If you're really tight here and are a beginner, you can certainly walk it out. That is fine. Going to tuck in that shirt here a little bit for a moment. But eventually what you want to do is exhale and lower the heels down onto or towards the earth. Continue to breathe, holding the head in between the upper arms, biceps rolling inwards, navel drawn in. And just enjoy this wonderful stretch. It lowers the blood pressure and it stretches and tones the entire body. When you're ready to release from this pose, come onto the balls of the feet with an inhalation. Exhale, bring the knees down and lower down into child's posture. I would like for you, however, to draw the arms alongside the body, palms facing up, and rest the temple upon the earth. And as you exhale, allow the shoulders to roll over the knees. And just take a moment here for this restorative posture. Awesome job. Repeating again, spreading the fingers, knees underneath hips. Inhale as you tuck the toes. Exhale, extending the legs, really pulling the hips back, feeling the shoulder blades firming into the back, walking it out if necessary. Or our goal really is to eventually get those heels down onto or towards the earth. Another thing we want to make sure of when we're in this pose is that the feet aren't past the hips. In fact, you can bring them closer together if you'd like, and this will intensify the asana as well. So it really just depends on you. But never have the ankles past the hips. Continue to breathe, Yujai. Then inhale, coming onto the balls of the feet. Exhale. Let's go ahead and slowly lower down. And again, changing the curvature of the spine so we can enjoy another down dog another day. We're just going to allow the shoulders to roll over the knees as you exhale. Awesome job. So now we're going to do a fluids cat's breath. I love this posture and it's great for everybody. With the wrists now directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. I'm going to have you inhale as you arch the back, turn the crown of the head up, tailbone goes up, and then as we exhale, I want you to really draw that navel in, tuck the tailbone, release the head. Inhale, arching the back, turning the tailbone up, crown of the head turns up. Exhale. Almost like a mad cat. You're going to draw that navel in, tuck the tailbone, and release the head. Let's try for 3 more breaths. Inhale as we arch. Exhale, rounding out, tucking that tailbone. Inhale. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Last round. Inhaling. Exhale. What a wonderful stretch. Again, we're going to come into our child's posture to rest for another moment. Awesome job, you guys. Now we're going to go ahead and practice the spinal balance. A few things here we notice in class. We're going to be using opposite limbs when we lift in this pose, and a lot of people really want to try the same side, so remember that. Another thing is a lot of people tend to turn their toes under. I'd like for you to keep the feet nice and flat, because if you turn them under, you're going to start to teeter and totter, and you just really can't keep your balance. So with the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, I'm going to extend my right arm and left leg, and this will be an inhale, and then we're going to exhale as we lift. I want you to stay really strong in the abdominal muscles. You're going to tighten the glutes and the quads as well. And another thing we see is students really like to fly in this pose. We want the hips to be nice and level, so really keep pushing through the heel of the foot and breathe. You will release on an exhalation, returning back to center, then inhale and exhale, lift. Remember to breathe, Yujai. Watch those hips. I felt mine wanting to tilt forward. And breathe. Inhaling. Exhale, let's release. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Stay disciplined with that leg and the back especially. And let's just finish off with one more round on this side. Inhale and exhale, lift. Both limbs should be parallel to the earth. Continue to breathe, Yujai. And we'll release once again into our child's posture. This is called Balasana. So just take a moment here, take a break. Fantastic job. So I'm going to have you join me now as we come onto our bottom. And take your time with this pose. As we begin to open the hips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the knees, and I'll show you the beginning variation first. You can take the leg as you grasp the knee with the left hand. This is my left knee. And the outside of the foot, and you're just going to slowly start to draw it into the body as you exhale. This is our beginning variation. When you're ready to move deeper into the pose, you'll extend the right leg, and the ankle will press out just past the thigh here, underneath the knee. Take the left arm as you thread it through, or in between the legs. Take the right arm to join it, interlacing the fingers to Yujai Mudra. Relax with that exhalation. And you're going to start to draw the leg closer into the chest. Very nice. If you're comfortable here and you want a deeper stretch, go ahead, bend the leg, interlace the fingers around the shin, and continue to breathe. Yujai, really opening up the hips here. I love this stretch. It's wonderful, especially for your standing asanas. You can achieve wider stances and say your warrior 1, your Virabhadrasana 2, all your standing poses. I'm going to take the pose a little bit deeper now. Please be careful. Remember, always honor the body. As I extend the right leg, pushing through the heel of the foot once again. The foot is flexed, toes are up. I'm going to lift up as I begin to cradle the leg into the chest. And continue to breathe and just enjoy the stretch. Fantastic job. We are now going to repeat on the opposite side. I'm going to draw both knees together for a moment. And let's go ahead and repeat. So taking the foot into the hand and the knee as well, use the exhalation as you start to draw that leg close into the chest. And one of the big things here is you really don't want to struggle and be up, really trying to grab that leg. So if you're having that problem, just slowly work on getting it to where you can actually reach the leg, okay? Now let's go ahead and go deeper into the pose as we begin to thread it. Fingers interlaced behind the thighs, and breathe. Fantastic job, deepening the pose. And if you feel like cradling the baby, go ahead as you extend that left leg. Keep it disciplined. We tend to kind of want to let it flop out. We don't want to let that happen. And we're just going to go ahead and grab that leg again and just cradle into the chest as you exhale. Keeping the foot flexed and breathe. I'm going to release from this pose, draw the knees in together, and we're going to do a wonderful abdominal twist here. So I'm going to extend the arms, palms facing up, and we're going to release the knees to the left as we simultaneously release the head to the right, turn the head to the right rather. Now, some of us might find that our knees aren't reaching the ground, and you can certainly tuck in a pillow here to help you in this pose. I'm going to inhale, and with an exhalation, slowly lower the knees to the left and the head to the right. You can especially feel this twist in the lower back. It's a nice gentle twist. Continue to breathe. Yujai. This will help you relax in the pose. And eventually you can extend the legs if you like, grasping the big toe of the bottom foot with the middle and index finger, and a yogic toe lock. Again, always honor your bodies in these postures. Let's bend the knees, and we're going to go ahead and come back up to center, and then we're going to release to the opposite side. Inhale, exhaling to the opposite side, and just enjoy this stretch for another moment. Remember, you can advance if you like, grasping the big toe of the bottom foot with the middle and index finger, and breathe. And this is really going to intensify the stretch. Let's go ahead and bend the knees, come back to center, and let's come up for a standing practice. So one of the poses I chose today is called Utskatasana. Some of you might know it as chair. And we tend to create a bad posture when we're hunched over our computers or we're slouched over our phones. And this will help rectify the situation by correcting the posture. And this is very important that we correct the posture for walking, sitting, and all of our activities. Let's go ahead and start with a modified chair. And when I modify it, it's just going to make it a little easier for you. So the feet are going to be underneath the hips. Again, I am slightly tucking the tailbone, engaging the abdominals, checking the chin so it's parallel to the earth. This is called Angeli Mudra. I bring the hands to the heart. Coming into the Yujai breath. I will inhale. Exhale, release the hands to the side. Inhale as I stretch the arms up above head, gazing upon the ceiling. And then exhale as I bend the legs, coming into Utkatasana. Continue to breathe here, gazing forward, stay strong in the thighs, and hold for as long as you like. When you're ready to release from this pose, close the hands, extend the legs, and return to center. Taking this pose a little deeper, and this is your traditional classical Utskatasana, I come back into Angeli Mudra, using the inhalation And then exhale, release the hands to the side. Inhale, arms come up, gaze comes up. Ooh, just enjoy that stretch, it's wonderful. And then we're gonna come into the posture. The key to this pose is to have the thighs working together, actively squeezing together, and really pressing the heels into the earth. You can advance by using Yujai Mudra. That means interlacing the fingers, upper arms alongside the ears, and continue to breathe. And if you feel like you want more of a challenge, go ahead and come onto the balls of the feet, lowering it down, eventually bringing the thighs parallel to the earth. Now, those little ankles there are going to want to spread apart. Don't allow them to do so. A very intense stretch, which I'm now going to exhale and release from. After an asana like this, it is important that we lengthen the spine. Okay? So placing the feet underneath the hips, again, straightening the body. We're going to inhale as we come into Utkatasana. Exhale, leading with the heart. You'll notice I'm keeping a nice flat back as I hinge at the hips. I'm going to draw that navel in, release the head and neck, and grasp the elbows. And just let gravity work with your spine and allow everything to lengthen back out. Now, if you're down here, you can go ahead and place the hands underneath the feet and intensify the stretch a little bit more. So it's up to you. And it doesn't matter if you have to bend the knees, or if you have the legs extended, or if you have, I've been practicing for a while, hands underneath feet. All of it works. I'm going to slowly release as I bend the knees and roll up nice and slow. I am going to skip the balancing part of this class today as I bring you on down to the earth. Excuse me. We're first going to start with Upavista Kanasana. As I grab, and a lot of us want to grab the toes, so don't grab the toes. Please grab just right here above the ankles and bring the feet together, sitting up nice and straight. Again, always check that chin, make sure you're not slouching, shoulders rolling back, drawing the heels close into the groin. And let's just take a moment as we open up here. If you have small children at home, you can practice this with them. They love to do butterflies, but be careful not to overstretch, okay? Continue to breathe. I will now come into what's called Oopavista Kanasana. As I extend the legs, something that happens here is the feet like to flop forward, so again, let's keep them disciplined. Top of the thighs rolling up. I'm going to inhale. As I exhale, and I'm going to hollow out that lumbar region of the back and start to fold forward, releasing the head down onto or towards the earth. And breathe. Keep those feet disciplined and in check. And some of us might even want to take the toes in yogic toe lock, middle and index finger, grasping the toes, pulling ourselves deeper into that stretch. The breath might become shallow in your folds, and that's natural. That's okay. Next, we're going to practice Janusz Asana. This means head to knee posture. I love this pose. It helps aid in digestion. It's really great for the hips and the waist. So if you've been sitting for a while, I recommend this pose. It's most important that all the joints are in alignment here and that you place the foot high upon the thigh. Let's go ahead and square off the chest with the front of the mat. Bring the hands to the heart. I'm on the inhale, and I'm going to exhale. Inhale, bring the arms up above head, and then sweep the arms out as I start to slowly lower down into my Janusz Asana. And I'm going to just do a little warm up with you, so we're going to inhale again. Exhale. Keep the chest nice and open. And we are going to hold this last one. Inhaling up. We're going to exhale into a pose. A few things that will really help you here is I want you to hollow out that lumbar region in the back, really lead with the heart. And we have a tendency to see, and I see this so much, people coming into the pose like this. Please don't do this, you're collapsing in the chest. We have to be able to breathe in this posture. So keep the elbows out to the side as you come into the pose. Slow, steady breath here. You can also grasp the outside of the feet. And oh, I just love this pose. I could stay here all day. It also, I don't know if I said this, it also aids in digestion, which is awesome. So, we must create symmetry throughout the body. You'll notice I'm repeating everything on the opposite side. Let's go ahead and continue on the left side now. Angeli Mudra, hands at the heart. Inhale. Exhaling. We're just warming up the body to the idea. Again, inhaling. I've got my eye on that knee. I'm going to come down for it in a moment. And here we go. And I want you to really hollow out that lumbar region in the back. Do not collapse in the chest. And guys, it doesn't matter if you're here, here, or even if you're here. You're doing it, and that's all that matters. Fabulous job. Let's inhale as we return to center. So if you haven't done this in a while, you're probably feeling in the legs. Let's go ahead and give them a little shake, a little love. It's always good. And now we're going to practice one of our last poses. We have two more. We're going to practice Dvi Pada Pittham. Dvi means two. Pada are your feet. And Pittham is just another Sanskrit word for asana. And some of you might know this is bridge. Okay, be careful with this back bend. Let's go ahead and start with a modified one. As we place the hands upon the earth, elbows close into the sides, feet hip distance apart. Again, it's most important that the knees do not bow out in this posture. We're going to go ahead and lift. I want you to tighten the glutes, the quads, and just take a moment here. Now, if you can't hold this for long at first, that's certainly fine. I'm going to show you a quick release. As you press into the earth, you're going to lift the heels, lower down, and you're going to change the curvature of this posture, of the spine, rather, as you come into Apanasana. And I love Apanasana. Kind of makes you feel like a little potato bug. It's just a wonderful pose. We're going to take this posture a little bit deeper, into a little deeper stretch. Again, only advance if you're feeling it. Elbows close into the sides. I'm going to go ahead and lift once again. Drawing the navel in just slightly. We also have a tendency here to really want to puff up like a blowfish in the belly, so let's not let that happen. And if you'd like to advance, you can go ahead and walk those shoulder blades underneath the back, interlacing the fingers. You're really going to feel that forcibly pushing the pelvis up towards the sky and just accentuating the stretch. If you'd like an even deeper stretch, you're welcome to go ahead, walk those arms back, and grasp the ankles. Continue to breathe. Fantastic job. When you're ready to release from this pose, make sure that you walk the shoulder blades back out so they are flat upon the earth. Lift the heels, lower down, draw the knees into the chest. Ideally, you'd like to hold the knees into the chest for as long as you held the posture. So I'm kind of getting the blood circulating in the opposite direction because you know you've been sitting there so long. And bridge is awesome for that. And the next pose I'd like for you to do with me is a very simple inversion. called legs on the wall. I love to do this after long flights. I'm just kind of watching the Zia here. I don't want to knock it down. The most difficult thing about this pose is actually getting up on the wall. The recommended time for it is 5 minutes, but I'm just going to show you how to get up here and we'll hang out for maybe a minute. So I'm going to come as close as I can to the wall, bringing my right side here, and I'm going to lower down nice and slow. Excuse me. When you're ready, you're going to turn just ever so slightly. You might have to do a little wiggle jiggle here, and that's okay. And then bring the legs up upon the wall. Slowly open the legs, toes pointing towards the body. And here I'd really like for you to focus on a slow, steady rhythm of Yujai breathing. You can place the hands on the stomach, that's fine. You can even reach up, kind of massage those legs. But it's nice to go ahead and give yourself a little break. This is also wonderful for the lower back. Fantastic job. Again, remember you can hold this for up to 5 minutes. And if you are holding it for that long, I want to warn you that when you start to close those legs, you will really feel it. So I want you to really take your time here. As you close the legs, you will draw the knees down nice and slow. And then we're going to slowly roll over onto our sides. With every yoga class, we end with Shavasana. This is said to be the hardest posture in yoga, not because it's physically demanding as much as it is mentally demanding. So what I'm going to have you do is come onto the mat, and I'm going to take another sip of water here. The physical posture actually relaxes the body from the practice, and will also relax the mind as well. So we're going to lower down onto the mat. We're going to be supta, which means supine, and allow the feet to hang out to the sides. Elbows turn in, palms facing up. Go ahead and open that neck too as well. If you have problems with the lower back, you can certainly bend the knees for this pose, but I'm going to go ahead and leave mine out to the side. You can also place the hands upon the stomach for added security. So let us take a moment as we begin to focus and connect even more with the breath. Listen to the breath and only the breath. Slow, steady Yujai breathing. Deep inhalations and exhalations. And just create and continue that slow, steady rhythm of pranayama. And I'd like for you to take a moment now and curl your toes under, squeeze them tightly for a moment as you inhale. And then as you exhale, I want you to release any tension that you may be holding in the ankles or the feet. And once again, squeezing the toes for a moment. Exhale, release, relax, and just let go of any tension that you may be holding here. Drawing the awareness now to the knees, we're going to inhale as we press the hollows just slightly into the earth. And then exhale and relax. One more time. Inhale, pressing the hollows just slightly down towards the earth of the knees, and relax. Let's move to the back, shall we? As we inhale, press the lower back into the mat just for a moment, and then exhale, begin to let go of any tension that you may hold here. One more time, inhaling, pressing into the earth. Exhale, and just release and let go. Bringing the awareness from the lower back to the hands. Go ahead and place the thumbs inside the palms as you curl the fingers around, squeezing for a moment, breathing in. And exhale, release and let go of any tension that you may be holding here. One more time, creating a tight fist, breathe it in. And exhale, release and let go. Let's bring the awareness now to the face. And I know that we've had a lot of tension, some of us maybe, and we can tend to carry that in the jaw. So I'm going to have you push the tongue of your mouth strongly against the roof of the mouth. So pressing the tongue in on an inhale. Then exhale, release, and just allow the jaw to unhinge. One more time. Press the tongue strongly against the roof of the mouth. Release. And now I'd like for you just to allow the jaw to hinge slightly open. Another area I would like to hit where we carry a lot of tension is in the face. So let's take a moment as we squeeze the eyelids together. Just really squeeze for a moment and breathe it in. And then as you exhale and release, I want you to feel the awareness. Feel the stress just melting away from the face. One more time, squeezing the eyelids together on an inhale, increasing awareness of the forehead and the cheeks for a moment. And exhale, and feel the stress just melting away from the face. Now that we've relaxed the body, let's just take another moment, relaxing the mind, continuing a slow and steady Yujai. Now inhale as you fill the lungs. Notice as the chest rises. Exhale. And slowly feel yourself sinking into the coolness of the earth. One more time. Inhale, filling the lungs. Try to obtain maximum volume. And exhale. Sink into the coolness of the earth. You can continue to follow the breath for another moment if you choose. Or if you like, you can shift the awareness away from the body and away from the mind. But let me remind you that in this moment, this is your time to simply be, to allow yourself to exist without a thought, a worry, or a care to disturb your mind's peace. And I know that this is a challenge. So if your mind becomes cluttered with these thoughts, worries, whatever they may be, do not try to push them away, yet recognize that this is happening, and with a great discipline, bring your awareness back to the breath, back to the pranayama, and train the mind and begin the meditation once again. Let us take our moment. May peace be with you, each and every one of you. When it is time to end the meditation, you'll return your breath to a natural rhythm, and then you will bring sensation back to the body as you wiggle the fingers and you wiggle the toes. Then draw the legs together and bring the arms on top of the stomach, fingers interlaced, and I want you to stretch out the entire practice once again. As you inhale, draw the arms above the head, big stretch top to bottom, and I want you to exhale with the ha sound. then once again, we're gonna inhale, and I want you just to let go of everything mentally with a sigh. You will then draw the knees into the chest as you roll over onto the side. You can extend the arm and rest the head upon it if you wish, or you can rest any way that you find comfortable. And you'll take another moment here. Please do not allow your mind to become cluttered with thoughts immediately. You really want to take your time as you come out of your meditation. I recommend about 1 to 2 minutes here, depending on how long you have been in your meditation. And then once you're finished, you will come up. And we're going to come into what's called Pose of the Hero. This might be difficult for some of us, and that's okay too. You can place a pillow underneath the legs right here, or for now, just sit however is most comfortable for you. We're going to end our practice today by bringing our hands together and repeating to each other, Namaste. In India, Namaste means hello. We kind of use it a little differently here. And the way that I'm using it is, it's a way for me to thank you guys for joining me today and for allowing me to share my passion of yoga with you. And it's your way to thank me. So, I hope everybody enjoyed today's class. Remember, every day is a good day for yoga, and namaste.